After a few weeks of relative silence from the Disney parks, this morning, which is October 8th, bright and early, Disney revealed a ton of theme park news, but for an unfortunate reason. As usual for this time of year, Disney opted to hike ticket prices across the board for 2026. But to soften the blow and maybe help drown out the negative conversation about rising prices, they also gave us some new information about Animal Kingdom's Zootopia Better Zoogether, that Tree of Life show, which opens on November 7th. For instance, the Disney Parks blog offered a first look at the new Officer Clawhauser animatronic, which I think looks pretty great. It was also revealed that DVC members and pass holders will be able to preview the show in the coming days. DVC members will have the chance to check it out early on Saturday, November 1st, Sunday, November 2nd, and Monday, November 3rd. But registration will begin on October 23rd, but only for members who have a qualifying Disney World Resort hotel reservation and who book prior to October 19th. As for pass holders, previews will take place on November 5th and 6th, and by using a virtual queue. And yes, I can hear your boos from here, and I agree, I sympathize, I do not like this system, but the virtual queue, once again, will be offered twice a day, the first chance being at 7 a.m., more boos. And for those with an Animal Kingdom reservation, the second opportunity will be at 1 p.m. Disney also revealed today that Epcot's Frozen Ever After is getting a much-needed refresh. The animatronics of Anna, Elsa, and Kristoff will be getting an update inspired by the animatronics at Hong Kong Disneyland's World of Frozen. And while Disney did not give a date for when this would take place, they did mention it would be early in 2026. But the biggest splash of all the announcements today were new details and an opening timeline for Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets coming to Hollywood studios. As usual, I have been combing through the language of the announcement and other sources for as much information as I can find, and I now think I have an idea for when the ride's opening weekend is likely to be, as well as who that other Muppet animatronic will be, and more. But before we get there, let me tell you first what Disney had to say. So according to the Disney Parks blog, the Muppets Rock and Roller Coaster will be opening in summer of 2026. And even though we still don't know the closing date for Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith, except for the fact that the current version will remain open throughout 2025. So the message here is ride Rock and Roller Coaster while you can. Disney may close it the first week of January at this point in order to meet that deadline. Speaking of which, it is important to remember that the season-focused timelines are vague because summer could mean just after Memorial Day to kick off the summer vacation season. But technically, the calendar summer for 2026 doesn't begin until June 21st and ends on September 23rd. So that is a long time span. There's a lot of wiggle room in there for Disney to get this coaster reopened. And for reference, Disney typically tries to open attractions on a holiday. So if Memorial Day 2026 is too early, which I personally think it will be, July 4th is a contender. And I think using Sam Eagle to promote a July 4th opening would be just genius. However, as I shared with you in past videos, Disney Plus is attempting to reboot The Muppet Show with an upcoming special that is supposed to coincide with the original show's anniversary, and that anniversary is September 5th. Whether that new special will stream on that same day, we don't know, but if it does, Labor Day 2026 falls on September 7th. What better timing and synergy than for Disney to unveil two Muppet experiences, one in the parks and one on screen, and over the same long weekend? Therefore, my prediction, even though I like the 4th of July concept, is that Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets will open on Friday, September 4th, to kick off Labor Day and possibly ahead of the Muppet Show reboot. But now let's talk new ride details that we got today. Disney reminded us in the announcement that Scooter, and whose uncle is now the owner of G-Force Records, will be a new animatronic figure in the pre-show, but we did get more information about his role. According to Disney, he is the band manager, and he is trying to convince the Electric Mayhem to stop laying down tracks so they won't be late to their own concert. So again, this is very much like the Aerosmith Rock and Roll pre-show that we have now. But in the language of the article, Disney noted that Scooter isn't going to be the only new Muppet animatronic figure joining the attraction. So who will it be? And should we be expecting multiple new Muppet animatronics joining Scooter and the Penguins? If it is just one, I'm pretty sure Disney gave it away in the new poster that they unveiled for the ride, which you can see here. In the print, it acknowledges the Electric Mayhem, Kermit, and Miss Piggy, who appear in the concept art via screens, but now it also names the Great Gonzo. To date, this is the first we've heard of Gonzo joining this attraction, and if he's on the poster, then I would think he's got to have a significant role, and possibly that as an animatronic. And his presence also makes sense, since he is the Muppets' resident thrill seeker, and this is a roller coaster. Plus, Dave Goelz is the voice of Gonzo, and he is involved with this project. Fun fact, he wanted to be an Imagineer himself before joining the Jim Henson Company, so there is that. As for other possible animatronic characters, or just which other Muppets in general we can expect in this ride, Disney may have tipped their hand about that too in releasing this video, which features not only Kermit and Gonzo, but also Beaker and Dr. Bunsen Honeydew. Go ahead and give it a watch.
The Frog here, and I think that Gonzo is going to scream the loudest on Rock and Roller Coaster.
It is I, the great Gonzo, and I think Kermit is going to scream the loudest on Rock and Roller Coaster.
What? I didn't think it was supposed to come back to me, but I guess I'll try again. I am Kermit the Frog, and I think that Beaker is going to scream the loudest on Rock and Roller Coaster.
Ooh, me-ma, me-ma-mo, me-ma, me-ma, me-ma.
Oh, good grief. Seriously? I am not going to scream the loudest. In fact, I think that Dr. Bunsen Honeydew is going to scream the loudest on Rock and Roller Coaster.
Greetings, I am Dr. Bunsen Honeydew, and I can prove with 100% certainty that Mr. Kermit will scream the loudest on Rock and Roller Coaster.
I cannot believe that everybody thinks I'm going to scream the loudest on Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets. Why would they think that?
Hi, Kermit. I told you so.
The thing is, Beaker and Honeydew already have a presence in the parks with Muppet Labs, and Dave Goelz also voices Honeydew, so their presence in this ride makes sense. And for those of you, like myself, who are hoping that Statler and Waldorf will find a new home in the Rock and Roller Coaster queue and heckle guests before the limo takes off, Goelz is also the voice of Waldorf, so hope springs anew. Also, that poster didn't just tease Gonzo, but also more Muppets, so here is hoping Disney just goes all in and packs this attraction with Muppet characters. But something else I wanted to mention that was not part of today's news is that in the first official Disney Parks announcement about this Muppet overlay, Disney mentioned merchandise will be coming to Sunset Boulevard. And this now has me thinking, are they planning for the Muppets to take over a shop on Sunset? Or are they just gaining a merch cart? I wouldn't think a cart alone would warrant a mention in a Disney Parks blog post, so with this attraction opening in the summer, I'm going to keep my eyes on Sunset Boulevard for any changes or activity there as well. And also, since this is how the Disney Parks works these days, you can bet there will be some themed snacks and drinks as part of the summer opening. I actually wonder if Muppet Labs at EPCOT may have been a test for what they're cooking up for Hollywood Studios. So be prepared for a truly Muppet-focused summer at that park in the coming year. But that is all I have for now. If I hear any additional news about Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets, I will definitely be sure to share it here with you. But what are your thoughts? When do you think this overlay will open in 2026? And do you think Gonzo is that other animatronic, or are we getting more? And will any of you be attempting to preview Zootopia Better Zoogether in the coming weeks at Animal Kingdom? Please let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed today's video, please do hit that like button and consider subscribing. We are growing and I'd love to have you along for more Disney news breakdowns. But regardless, I so appreciate taking the time to watch, and I hope you have a magical day.
Will you stop this foolishness?
What foolishness would you like to see?
Will you get out of here?
Yes.
What now?